Everything is crashing down. The stock market is crashing. The crypto market is crashing. The housing market is crashing. And what are we going to do during these times? Are we in another recession or is something bigger in store? Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about how the stock market is showing us signs of an upcoming recession. But we're going to talk about how you can learn how to create generational wealth during a down economy. Not everybody's going to be losing during this time. So if you want to know what the rich are going to do to protect themselves, to build their finances, you need to make sure that you watch tonight's show because I'm going to show you guys how you could do the exact same thing from where you are at. All I need you to do is smash that like button because it'll go a really long way towards growing this channel. Now, guys, shout out to everyone that has checked out my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. Listen, if you haven't watched this yet, you are missing out. The 3 keys to financial freedom masterclass is the best free gift that I have ever given. In this masterclass, I show you how I've paid over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college. I show you my financial formula on how I own over $1 million in real estate in my early 30s. All of these things have happened by a process that I've taken the time to put together to show you how you can do it too. I want to show you the secrets to generational wealth, and that's why I have this masterclass. So make sure that you check out the link in the comments below so that you could stop always trading time for money. For those of y'all that are on, please make sure that you leave a comment below. Let me know who you are and where you're from, and I'll show you a lot of love. Okay. Somebody asked, Crash. Oh, you know it. I'm going to be going over how the stock market, housing market, and cryptocurrency market are crashing all at once and what that means for you in the year to come. All I need y'all to do is just sit back, watch me, smash that like button. And hey, as always, if y'all want to donate, make sure that you do that as well. Once again, make sure that you check out this masterclass. I've put this masterclass together to show you how you can stop trading time for money. See, the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income, but most people only have one. So if you want the success that only a few people have, you got to do the things that only a few people are willing to do. That's why I'm showing you how to create new streams of income in this free webinar that I've put together. Once again, the link is in the comments section. Make sure that you check that out and put your name below. Now, speaking of making money, I'm so focused on helping you get ahead. I will promote your business on my channel for free. If you're interested in setting up another stream of income so that you can create generational wealth, I want to help you down that path by giving you free promotion on my channel. So if you're starting a business or you got another side hustle going on, all you got to do is leave me a comment letting me know who you are and what you're about. And I would love to promote your content and your business on my channel for free. That's right, y'all. And before we get into tonight's show, as always, I want to give a big thanks to all of my sponsors. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah, who is always holding it down for us night after night. Excellent job being on the panel for us and different broadcasts. He really brings a lot of diversity to the show. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Akaman, definitely holding things down all the way from the great state of Louisiana, making things happen in his personal life and always supporting the cause. I want to shout out Lyra Texan, LA for Life, Paige, all of you guys that play your part to keep this channel going. And if you want to know what a sponsor is, the sponsor is someone who helps donate to this platform to keep the show on air. As you guys know, it takes a lot of time and money to put this together. I cannot do it without your help. So if you appreciate the value and you want to see this channel continue to grow, then please donate. All you have to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. And whoever makes the largest donation for tonight's podcast will be the official sponsor of this event. So now, y'all, enough talking. Let's get into it. The stock market is crashing. I don't know how many of y'all have heard about this, but the stock market is going under. I want y'all to see the writing on the wall that the recession is coming. You've got gas prices going through the roof. You've got labor shortages and supply chain shortages all around the country. We need to understand how to prepare ourselves for what's coming. We must be prepared for the future. So, the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you what happened this week. This week, the Dow Jones fell by over 600 points. 600 points, guys. If you guys have not been watching this thing, I'm telling you, it has been something else. The Dow falls more than 600 points. S&P 500 tumbles below 4,000 to the lowest level in a year. Now, guys, we're not going to go over this entire article. I'm not going to bore you with all this financial stuff, but I want you to know what's going on. It says stocks fell sharply Monday, pushing the S&P 500 to breach the $4,000 level for the first time in more than a year as the market sell-off continued. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 653 points to 32,245 or 1.99%. Now, guys, without going into all the numbers, what this means is that the market is taking a nosedive. When you read about the Dow Jones dropping by over 600 points, that means that a lot of stocks fell. And I want you to talk about what this means for your personal finances. I want you to think about how you can prepare accordingly. I'm about to show you guys, this is the 5th week in a row that the stock market has fallen. That means that there is trouble on the way. Now, I'm just going to go through a couple key points. This is significant repricing. This is significant dislocation. Y'all, do y'all know what that means in rich white people talk? That means the economy is suffering. That means that the stock market is taking a drastic dip. That means a lot of people are going to be affected. All of the economists are letting you know this is a year of major change. This is the reason why they're calling it significant repricing and significant dislocation. What's being dislocated? The prices of stocks. What's being dislocated? All of your money. All of the money that you put towards your stocks, your 401ks, it's all being moved around. Why? Because the Federal Reserve is making a lot of noise. I warned you about the Federal Reserve in some of my earlier podcasts. I told you guys that this year they were looking to increase interest rates by 4 to 6 times. Now, what does all of that mean? That means that the Federal Reserve is going to make it to where people are not spending as much money. They're trying to stop inflation, but that's going to cause other problems within the market. That's what we're witnessing right now on Wall Street. This is significant repricing. This is significant dislocation. And this is all being spurred and driven by Federal Reserve policy. Now, guys, I want us to go a little bit deeper into what's going on with the Federal Reserve, why they're doing this, and what this means for you. Trust me, this is not just something that you read about on CNBC. This is something that is happening to you. You may not understand the effects until it's too late, but I, as your brother, I'm trying to warn you about it now so that way you can be prepared for you and your family. So let's talk about this. When we talk about the Federal Reserve making changes, they're raising interest rates to slow down inflation. How many of y'all have heard about inflation? Do y'all know what that is? Do you recognize that we are at an inflation rate of almost 8.5%, meaning everything is more expensive? Food's more expensive, gas is more expensive, traveling is more expensive, anything that you can think about, it is more expensive. And the Federal Reserve is trying to stop people from spending so much money, which then raises prices. And that's the reason why they're causing interest rates to increase. Now, what am I talking about when I say interest rates? Well, an example of one kind of interest rate is the interest rate on a home. Right now, the average mortgage rate is 5.53%. Guys, I want y'all to notice how quickly the market is moving. In December, when I bought my recent property, I was able to lock in rates at 3%. It has now gone up to 5%. Earlier last year, I was able to conduct a refinance at 2% interest. So when the Federal Reserve raises these interest rates, they're trying to make it so that not everybody buys homes. They're trying to make it so that not everybody is spending money, because the more that we spend money, the more that businesses and other corporations raise their prices, which then makes everything more expensive. That means it's harder for the average American to afford it. So the Fed is trying to slow the economy down. But the problem is, a lot of times when the Fed tries to slow the economy down, they actually put the economy into a recession. No good deed goes unpunished. As the Fed keeps raising these interest rates, they could end up causing the market to crash. And that's what we're seeing today. When you're seeing the stock market constantly go lower and lower, you are watching the Federal Reserve impact the Wall Street economy as we know it. Another thing, credit cards, cars, big purchases, they're all affected by this. Why? Because when most people buy these things, they take out a loan. When you get a loan for a car, now the interest rate is higher. When you get a credit card, the interest rates and the APR is at a higher level. This is the reason why everything is slowing down. People are not spending as much money. So what investors are doing is they're starting to sell off a lot of their stocks as well as cryptocurrencies, because they're seeing where the market is going. They know everything is going to get worse before it gets better. And that's why they're trying to pull their money out. A lot of y'all have money in cryptocurrency and you've been getting your behind whooped. I've been warning y'all, this would happen in 2022. If y'all was checking out my podcast earlier this year, you know that everything that I'm talking about right now is coming to pass. Okay. Now, one thing that Dongbae mentioned is about interest rates on savings and bonds. This is also going up. But the problem is there's so many people that are not taking advantage of that interest rate increase to their benefit. They're only experiencing things more negatively on the other side. We're going to talk all about this right now. All I need y'all to do is smash that like button. Let's get these likes up. Tonight, we're talking about how the stock market is crashing. Is the recession here? I want y'all to leave me a comment. Is the recession here? Have you felt the effects of everything going up in price? Have you been seeing all of these folks complaining about losing money in stocks? Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Y'all may not know this, but there's a lot of people talking about taking themselves out. I'm serious. A lot of people are talking about taking themselves out of this life because they put their entire life savings into certain investments and now it's gone completely under. And now that all of their money is gone, they don't know what to do. And that's the reason why these shows are so important, because I'm trying to spare you guys from a world of heartache. Whether you watch this content or not, your life is going to be affected by it. So it's best for you to take a moment to figure out what's happening and how you can protect you and your family for years to come. Okay. So now I want to go back to this article because I want to show you guys a very key point about how the stock market is crashing. Okay. So I'm going to put this on the screen. Make sure that y'all rocking with me. Make sure that y'all leave me a comment below. Let me know that y'all are here. This article that we're looking at is talking about how the Fed is raising their interest rates, which is causing Dow Jones to crash. 600-point drop this week. Last week, it was 1,000-point drop. The stock market has been on a decline for 5 weeks straight. Again, it said this is significant repricing, this is significant dislocation, and this is all being spurred and driven by Federal Reserve policy. Okay. Now, there's more talk in here, a lot of other things. We expect markets to remain volatile with risk skewed to the downside as stagflation risks continue to increase. I want y'all to see what's happening. They're saying that they expect markets to remain volatile, which means that things are going to continue to be crazy. It's not going to even out anytime soon. It is not going to get much better. Chart analysts are also seeing signs of a prolonged market downturn emerged. Do y'all know what this means? A prolonged market downturn means money is going to slow up for a considerable period of time. Guys, if you were investing in the stock market over the past 10 years, you were winning because the past 10 years had some of the best gains that Wall Street has ever seen. But there's always highs and lows. Now is the time where things are getting lower. And we got to know how to prepare. There were a lot of people that made a lot of money through stocks and investing. But we have to find other ways now to make money, because if stocks don't take off anymore, quite like we want to, we've got to find other ways to stay in this game. This is the reason why we always talk about investing in different kinds of investment strategies. We always talk about the importance of having stocks, bonds, businesses, 401k, real estate. This is the reason why. And when we talk about these signs of a prolonged market downturn, we need to be prepared for the economy to get worse. Things are getting more expensive by the minute, and prices are still going up. What does that mean for all of us? That means it's harder for us to maintain our current lifestyle. Listen, y'all, I was looking at my budget this month. I said, damn, why is my budget so expensive? Everything is going up in price. Netflix is going up in price. Gas is going up in price. Food is going up in price. Every time you go out here and try to buy something, everything costs so much more. We've got to think about, how are we going to maintain our living if we're already check to check? If we're already paycheck to paycheck, we're only a few months away from some of the things that we value right now being out of reach. And I'm trying to prepare you guys for that. I'm trying to steer you in a direction now so that you can still afford your lifestyle. But now is the time to focus. And one of the things that was also said in this article is that our thinking is that stocks are likely to continue to lower because we have not yet seen enough technical evidence to suggest a bottom process has started. We're not at the bottom of the market yet. This is the reason why the stock market keeps dropping lower and lower. So, guys, things are going to get a little bit worse before they get better. And we got to prepare for that ourselves. Let me check out all of these comments. For those of y'all on, make sure that you smash that like button. Oh, we got my brother Azaniah in the house. Shout out to my brother Azaniah. Y'all got to make sure, man, you check out his venture. Make sure you promote your business on this platform, King. Him and his wife got an excellent social media business lined up, helping you in all things marketing. So for those of y'all that are looking to get your business off the ground, just know they can help you out with a lot of your marketing content to take you guys to the next level. Lyra Texan says, I just saw an article that says there will be a diesel fuel shortage that will impact everyone within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Not looking good at all. Hey, I'm telling you, now is the time. If you have not prepared, now is the time to get prepared. We're already late. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. More comments says, life savings in AMC, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Yeah, man. A lot of people that had money in these different stocks and Bitcoins, oh my God, they went under. Says there's been a decline since November, to be honest. Absolutely. Facts. Azaniah says, can it get any worse? This seems pretty bad. Unfortunately, it's going to get a little bit worse, my brother. But if we make the right adjustments now and plan properly, maybe we can save ourselves from the storm. So let's talk about this. I want to show you guys another article. I want to show you guys about how the stock market is going down and how they've been talking about more sell-offs ahead. More people are looking to sell all of their stocks because they cannot handle everything that's going on in the marketplace. Listen, y'all, there's a lot of people that's 50 years old and up, got all of their life savings in their stocks and 401ks. They are terrified right now because they're watching all of their money go out the window. Nobody knows when the economy is coming back. And so there's a lot of things happening. We got to see, what should we do? Should we sell off all of our investments? Should we not invest at all? What is the right move to make? What should we be doing? I want y'all to see this on the screen right quick. I'm going to put it up for y'all so y'all can see it. Okay, this is in the Forbes. It says stocks fall for fifth straight week, like I told y'all, as experts warn of more sell-offs ahead. Stocks finished lower on Friday, according to recent losses, despite stronger than expected jobs data, as investors continue to remain nervous about a slowdown in economic growth, and experts warn of more market downturns ahead. Guys, more market downturns ahead. This is not to scare you. This is to get you on board with what you need to be doing to prepare for the next big crash. Like I'm telling y'all, the stock market is crashing. The crypto market is crashing. Some of y'all, you don't even need to be a financial expert to know the crypto market is taking a massive L. If you had any money in crypto and you were holding it, you've been taking L after L. Trust me. And you know what? Your boy caught a lot of flack last year. I don't know if y'all remember this. I did a video last year called The Dark Side of Cryptocurrency. And I talked about how all these YouTubers talk about this coin, it's going to the moon. But nobody talks about how there have been colossal losses in the crypto market. Nobody talks about that because it's not sexy. Nobody talks about that because it doesn't get views. Silly me for actually wanting to help y'all make money. If I just told everybody, hey, put money in crypto, you're going to be filthy rich. Oh man, I get more views and followers and subscribers. But there's no way I could do that, y'all. There's no way that I could already be sitting on over $1 million worth of real estate and tell you guys a bunch of lies. I'm trying to show the community how I really did this. And when I'm going through this podcast, I'm showing you the exact moves that I will be making during this time to help take me and my household to the next level. It says all three major indexes were down for at least the fifth week in a row. Dow Jones was down 0.3%, roughly 100 points, while the S&P 500 lost 0.6% and the tech-heavy NASDAQ lost 1.4%. In this paragraph, they talk about how more jobs are coming back to the economy, which is a good thing. But I want you to notice some of the other things that this has to say, okay? It says, investors need confidence that the Fed won't raise too aggressively and topple the economy into recession in their fight against inflation. I told you guys, the Fed is looking to raise interest rates by up to 4 to 6 times in 1 year. And we're just starting to see the effects of the Fed doing things now. So imagine what this could look like by December. It's going to get a little worse before it gets better. That's why you need to know what's coming. Look at what it says in this paragraph above this. It says, with markets spooked by fears of slowing economic growth, investors sold off riskier assets, including cryptocurrencies. And guys, this is what I need you to see. A lot of you guys think, oh, well, I can go and invest in the crypto because that's its own world that's separate from the US dollar. But you don't see how one market impacts another. During a time of a crash, investors are going to pull money out of their most risky investments because they know if anything goes belly up, the riskiest investment will go belly up first. This is the reason why every time I've done shows telling you guys about investing in cryptocurrency, I've always told you to only invest what you can afford to lose. Do not bet the house on it. It is the most volatile investment vehicle among the major investment strategies. Therefore, enter at your own risk. I'm a crypto investor, but the money that I've lost, which has been thousands, I can afford to take that L. A lot of you guys are out there putting in thousands, but you might not be ready to part ways with that money. If you can't part ways with it, don't put it in. With markets spooked by fears of slowing economic growth, investors sold off riskier assets, including cryptocurrencies. With the price of Bitcoin falling roughly 9% in the last 24 hours to below $36,000. Now, guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. This is going to be an incredible time for investors who are willing to take risks. We are living in a time of life-changing opportunity. I know you can't see it now because everything is going to hell in the handbasket, but this is awesome. This is phenomenal because for everybody that can weather this storm, when it comes back on the upside, the results are going to be beautiful. When I woke up this morning, I checked my phone and I saw Bitcoin was at $28,000 a coin. Just last year it was at 50 grand. So we're going to be talking a little bit more in this podcast about how amidst these hard times, there's a lot of opportunity. You just have to put yourself in the right position in order to seize it. Okay, so this is the second article. This is yet another article telling you guys about what's going on in the economy and how you need to be prepared for what's to come. And shout out to my brother Malawaki 40 for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, King. I really appreciate it. Malawaki said, should we continue to invest? I'm going to talk about that. I recommend that you invest only if you are in a position to take a short-term gain for a long-term, a short-term L for a long-term win. If you guys are trying to trade in the markets and you want to see everything take off right here in this moment, this is not the market for you. But if you have enough disposable income to where you can afford to comfortably set aside a portion towards the stock market, this is a phenomenal time. These are the times that filthy rich people dream about because everything is going on sale. Amazon's going on sale. Tesla's going on sale. Apple's going on sale. Everything's going on sale. So if you can weather what's happening in the short term, if the market recovers, you'll be sitting pretty. It's just that so many people are so fearful that if the economy doesn't rebound overnight, they want to sell off everything too early. We're going to talk more about that. All I need y'all to do is smash that like button. Once again, thank you for the $10 sponsorship. For those of y'all that get a lot of value from this channel and you want to see it continue to grow, please do me a favor and donate. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below. And if you're watching the stream after the live broadcast is finished, you can still donate. All you got to do is click the links in the description below. Okay, so now let's talk about it. I like what you said right here. Catching these lows is the best opportunity. There's a lot of game that we're going to talk about tonight, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that. There's a lot of game coming out. Now, we talked about how the stock market dropped 600 points this week. We talked about how this is the 5th consecutive week that Wall Street has taken an L. Now I want to show you guys a market that's doing even worse. Now I want to show you guys about cryptocurrency. That's right. The same crypto market that everybody was hyping up a year ago. Everybody wanted Shiba Inu. Everybody was talking about Dogecoin. We got to see what is happening. Y'all got to see these trends. Crypto investors panic during market bloodbath. I will lose my home. Now, guys, this is about to make things really scary because most young millionaires got to millionaire status because of their crypto investments. A lot of people that got rich fast are now about to go poor even faster. It says crypto investors panicked on Thursday as Bitcoin plummeted to its lowest price in more than a year, and other cryptocurrencies endured even worse sell-offs. Victims of the bloodbath, because it is a bloodbath, which comes amid a broader stock market rout, range from the billionaire crypto titans who run leading marketplaces such as Coinbase and Binance to lowly retail investors who have poured their life savings into cryptocurrency. Guys, this is the reason I told you not to do this. Everybody was so caught up into the flash and flare of crypto, but nobody was trying to hear me when I was telling y'all last year while things were booming, hey, this is volatile. I gave you guys an entire rundown of my portfolio. Last year, I told you how much money I was putting into stocks, how much money I was putting into real estate, how much money I was putting into crypto. And among the three, I told you guys that crypto was my lowest investment. What I did over the past 6 months was I put a lot of stock money into the stock market as it was rising, and then I sold almost all of my portfolio and then put the earnings into real estate. Now, real estate has been on the rise, but even that's starting to flip. I lost over 450,000 US dollars. I cannot pay the bank. People are literally about to lose their minds because this crypto thing is out of control. You got people that's losing 500,000, if not millions of dollars, all within a span of months in cryptocurrency. I lost over 450,000 US dollars. I cannot pay the bank, reads one of the top posts on the Reddit forum for Terra Luna, a cryptocurrency that has lost more than 99% of its value over the past week. Guys, this is the price of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency can help make you rich quick, and it could also make you poor even quicker. Cryptocurrency that has lost more than 99% of its value. How you lose more than 99%? The only thing more than 99% is 100. It went completely under. I will lose my home soon. I'll become homeless. Taking myself out is the only way out for me. That's sad, guys. Listen, on this Generational Wealth podcast, we talk a lot about money, but I want you guys to understand money isn't everything. Do not allow yourself to be so financially consumed that you're now ready to take yourself out just because of a temporary market drop. Markets recover. Things are always going to go up and down. But see, here's the problem. People want to get in when it's time for the gravy train, but nobody wants to be a part of the rainy day. You need to know when you're investing in any market, there is going to be highs and lows. There's going to be bull markets and there's going to be bears. This is going to happen in real estate. It's going to happen in stocks. It's going to happen in cryptocurrency. All investments come with risk. So we got to know this, guys, so we can make better decisions. I will lose my home soon. I'll become homeless. This is the only way out for me. We see there has to be more planning. There has to be more planning and more preparation. But you know, this is probably somebody that saw the Generational Wealth podcast video coming out and said, "Oh, I'm good. I'm getting money right now. I don't need to prepare for the future." And then, lo and behold, where are you today? You prepare for tomorrow today. You don't wait until you're in the same position that this person is in. You start to plan for the future. You know the best times to plan for your future? When you're on top. That's the time to plan for you to hit the bottom. See, a lot of times people don't prepare for the bottom until they're at the bottom. But the best time for you to plan for being at the bottom is when you're on top. And a big part of the reason why a lot of people stay on top is because they're the main ones who plan for the bottom. Warren Buffett is at the top because he plans for the bottom. He plans for a recession. He plans for the markets to go belly up. That's why he keeps billions of dollars in the bank account. You got to see, man, a lot of times, and I want you to think about it, money kind of works a little funny this way. Have you ever noticed that the people who try to splurge as though they have it all are the ones that really have nothing in their bank accounts? Have you ever noticed that the people that are constantly preparing for scarcity are the ones who end up building wealth? If you act like money's never going to run out, well, you're always going to spend money like it's never going to run out. But if you can think, hey, you know what? Maybe I am making money today, but tomorrow I might not. We are going to go through times of highs and lows in our lives. If you can prepare for tomorrow today, you will be in a much greater position. It says, my ex-colleague wanted to take themselves out. Reads another top post on the forum. He basically moved all of his savings to crypto in 2021, and Luna was a massive player in his portfolio. Okay, this is just a lot of risky gambling. While Luna's collapse is the most spectacular, other cryptocurrencies are also in free fall. Bitcoin was trading around $28,000 Thursday afternoon, down 20% over the past week and nearly 60% lower than its all-time high of $69,000 in November 21. Guys, November 21, that was just a few months ago. 7 months ago, if we're counting. I want you to see how quickly things can change. And so there's two ways that you can go about this. One, you can tuck your tail between your legs and say, oh, you know what? Everything's going under. I can't buy anything. I can't live life. I got to tuck all of my money under the mattress. Game over. Zombie apocalypse. That could be you. Or you can say, hey, wait a minute. If Bitcoin was at 69,000 7 months ago, could it go back there again? And will this be more affordable for me to get into Bitcoin now at 28,000 versus waiting for it to shoot up to 100,000 and then be along the next wave of people that said, damn, I wish I would have invested in Bitcoin. This is an opportunity, potentially life-changing. Think about how many people said that they regret that they didn't invest in Bitcoin when it was early. So everybody and their mama was saying that, oh man, I wanted to invest in Bitcoin. My father-in-law was saying that. I didn't even know my father knew anything about cryptocurrency. He was telling my wife, man, you know what I was planning on doing? I was planning on investing in Bitcoin. Okay, well, if that's the case, here is a golden opportunity. But a lot of times we don't see opportunity because it's disguised as a struggle. A lot of times we don't see opportunity financially because it looks like hard work. Some of the riskiest things come with the biggest rewards. In crypto, the strong survive and the weak get flushed. And that's a fact because you really got to have a little bit of money behind you to even play this crypto game. If you're just putting in, $1 or $2, your money about to get swallowed up in the market. You have to have enough money in crypto in order to go the distance with it dropping so much. I'm telling y'all, I put thousands of dollars in the crypto, thousands of dollars lost. Still got money up in there. But it is a long game. Investing is a long game, guys. Okay. So this is what's going on with crypto. I want y'all to see something right now. I want y'all to see something right now. I want y'all to see what is happening. Okay. We're about to look at something else. Okay. Look at what Akaman just said. He said I went through that in 2008, brother. Never again. Oh man. I'm sorry to hear that. I wish that I knew a little bit of detail. If you wouldn't mind telling us, how were you affected by things in 2008? Because for a lot of people watching, this is going to be their first time really getting hit with a major recession. And so they don't know what to do. If any of y'all would be willing to share at least a part of y'all's stories, that would be very helpful because it would show us how we need to take these times seriously. Now, we talked about the stocks. We talked about cryptocurrency. I got one more article to show you. Guys, something big is happening in the housing market. Do y'all hear me? Something big is happening in the housing market. This came out by Fortune magazine. As data trickles in for April, it's becoming clear that the historically hot housing market has flipped trajectories. It's now in cooling mode. So remember all of those stories about people buying up homes left and right? That's starting to slow down. The Federal Reserve is bringing all of this to a close. And because all this spending is coming to a halt, this could very well push us into the next recession. It says the number of homes listed for sale is rising again. Fewer shoppers are scheduling tours. And Redfin reports 15% of home sellers in April cut their asking price up from 9% a years ago. Up from 9% a year ago. The red hot housing market days are numbered. While I don't anticipate a collapse a la the Great Recession, rising mortgage rates and inventory are sure to cool what has been an unprecedented time for the US housing market. Everything that I've been telling you guys is coming to pass. We've got to see what's happening. Notice what it says here. This softening is by design. The Federal Reserve is done watching inflation run away and has made it a top priority to cool down one of its biggest drivers, the housing market. So I want y'all to see this. When the Federal Reserve notices problems in the economy, it will target specific parts of the market to try to change the whole thing. The Federal Reserve clearly targeted the housing market to now adjust the economy. That's the reason why the housing market has flipped. Guys, the housing bubble is on the way. Stocks crashing, crypto crashing, housing bubble coming. All major investment vehicles are in trouble. And you got to know how to prepare yourself accordingly. It says this softening is by design. The Federal Reserve is done watching inflation run away and has made it a priority to cool down one of its biggest drivers, the housing market. To do so, over the past few months, the Fed has put upward pressure on mortgage rates. Remember when I was telling y'all at the beginning of this year, hey, if you're looking into buying a house, you better get it right now. There was a lot of y'all that was leaving me comments when I was asking y'all, what are your goals for 2022? I want to invest in real estate. I told y'all, hey, that now is the time. The Fed is raising everything up. In December, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate sat at 3.11%. I hope you're looking at this, Ariel. Your husband is a reason why we made certain moves in December. As of last week, that rate is up to 5.27%, its highest level since 2009. And guys, guess what? That was last week. This week, we're up to 5.5%. It says, as mortgage rates rise, of course, it puts downward pressure on the housing market. If someone took out a $500,000 mortgage at a 3.11% fixed rate, that borrower would owe a monthly principal and interest payment of $2,138 on a 30-year loan. However, at a 5.27% rate, that payment would jump to $2,767. Not only are those higher prices, not only are those higher rates pricing out some would-be home buyers, but it also means some borrowers who must meet lenders' strict debt-to-income ratios have lost their mortgage eligibility. The Fed has pushed out certain people from buying homes. And that's the reason why we really have to make the most of things within its window. You know, one of my favorite motivational speakers, Eric Thomas, shout out to ET, the hip hop preacher. He always talks about you have to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of the opportunity. A lot of us think, oh man, homes, they'll always be here, but not at that same price, it won't be. We were watching record low interest rates over the past couple years. And if you were not ready to make a move at that time, boy, if you're ready now, you're going to be paying for it. Literally, it's going to cost you more to make the same moves today that you could have made as early as 2 months ago. This is the reason why I always tell you guys to be prepared. A lot of generational wealth is just about being prepared. Okay. It says the softening we've seen so far is fairly mild. However, industry insiders tell Fortune the cooling over the past few weeks is just the start. The lack of inventory over the past 2 years has created a pileup of would-be buyers. Even as rates price out some of those buyers, there are others waiting to take their place. Housing economists say it will take time to work through that pent-up demand, but once we do, the housing market could cool down even further. I want y'all to see what this is saying. What this is saying is that the economy is not yet dropped at its bottom, because even though there's so many people that are being pushed out from being able to afford homes, there are a lot of other people that had been saving up to buy a home for years. So there's still a lot of pent up demand. The Federal Reserve is going to continue to attack the economic markets until all of those people go away. They're trying to stop the economy from having higher inflation. So they got to do whatever it takes to get people not to buy. That means interest rates will go higher and higher, spending will go lower and lower, and somewhere in between all of that, the markets will crash. There will be a suffering that's going to happen because there was all of this money that was being pumped into the economy. In a matter of months, it's all going to stop. That's going to cause problems. Just wait and see. Don't y'all see what's happening right now with the baby formula shortages? Food shortages coming. All these things are things that we need to be prepared for, guys, so that way we don't find ourselves in deep trouble. Okay, so let's go through these stories. Akaman said in 2008, I lost $2,000, right? I took my money out of my Roth IRA. It was a big mistake. I should have left it in there and took advantage when the market went up. Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of people right now who are going to take their money out too early, and that's going to be the wrong thing. Because if you can put more money now and just ride it out, if the market recovers, you are going to win. Most people don't have the heart to do it. Most people can't stomach it because they're like, damn, I done worked all these years, Uzziah. I don't want to lose it all. Some people will take great losses and not recover. You've got to be willing to handle that. I'm not telling you guys everybody's going to win, but I'm saying if you study the habits of the wealthiest people in the world, the Rothschild says the best time to buy is when blood is in the streets. And there's a complete bloodbath right now in all of these markets. Akaman said, listening to people and took my money. You took your money out of your 401k, put it in a savings. Shout out to my brother Rodney Lawrence, man. Back to see you in the house, King. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that $20 sponsorship. Shout out to my brother Rodney Lawrence right now, leading the way for the highest donation. Listen, if y'all are getting a lot of value from this podcast, Please make sure that y'all donate. It will go a really long way, y'all. As y'all can see, I really strive to put a lot of time, energy, and thought into these shows. I'm not one of these guys that just cuts on a camera and starts talking. If you appreciate the value of what we're doing to bring you up to speed, please donate what you can. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you want to donate through Cash App or PayPal, you can do so. The information is at the bottom of the screen, and you can also click the links in the description below. Now, I want us to look at some of these other comments, okay? These are all really important topics. Akaman says, I'm in the process of buying a home now, but my debt to income ratio is 0%. No debt. Man, excellent job, my brother. Excellent job. I love seeing us not be in debt. You know, the Bible says the borrower is servant to the lender. So by you not being in debt, it's a perfect opportunity to create wealth. I'm definitely praying for you, King. Keep me posted on how the home buying process goes. And if there's anything that I can do to help along the way, please let me know. Okay. And I'd be more than happy to assist. Okay. Adangbe says, Malawi, I was fired in 2009, cashed in the company 401k when they kicked me off. I should have found another one and invested on my own. Now, I want y'all to look at this. I want y'all to notice how those who were victim of the 2008 recession took losses, and now it's made them wiser for the future. Now for the next recession, they've come prepared. But there's so many of us that never took a hit during the 2008 recession. And as a result, you're going to take this time for granted. You're not going to think that this is really going to affect you. And that's how you can take an L. I'm going to walk you through all the ways that you can be financial proof during this time. Adambi also said, started preparing for food shortage in 2020. Excellent. Now I'm cycling through food. I love to see this generational wealth community, guys. I love to see how we are on here trading notes about how we can get to the next level. I've been telling you guys you need to start stocking up on food and different resources, because with all of these shortages, what happens if you can't get the thing that you need? A lot of mothers are seeing this right now with formula shortages. This is the time to get prepared. Also, you see Akaman talking about at least opening up a Roth IRA or rolling it over to a traditional IRA. Oh man, look at this. He said, and through it all, my credit score is 810. Man, let's give that brother a round of applause. That is excellent. Over 800 credit score. Guys, that takes work. That takes planning. That takes discipline. If you guys want to avoid all of these interest rate problems, you need to have a high credit score. Because if you have a higher credit score, then the banks are willing to give you better loans at better interest rates, even with the economy getting more expensive. So now, guys, I'm going to show you one thing. We talked about the crypto crash. We talked about the housing market crash. We talked about the stock market crash. With everything crashing around us, how do we prepare ourselves accordingly? Let's talk about it. If you can follow these three keys, you can get on the other side of the crash and come out on top. If you suffer, I can assure you, you violated one of the three things that I'm about to bring out. So what is it? First, you've got to recognize the opportunity. Right now, we are living during an era of massive change. Guys, the great wealth transfer is already here. This is the moment where if you can put money into investments and be willing to risk it, if you can ride it out, you can come out on top on the other side. Guys, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing in this current market. In this current market, I'm going to be investing in big companies that are on sale at a discount. And I'm also going to be putting some money in crypto. I'm also going to be saving more money along with other resources to prepare for emergencies. So let me walk you through the reason why I'm going to do this. The reason why I'm going to do this is because I understand that some of the top companies on Wall Street are going for sale. Amazon extremely expensive, Tesla extremely expensive, Nvidia, all these different companies that have made people millions of dollars, they are now on sale. It is at a discount. And this is the time for me to make my mark. Guys, you know what really wealthy people do during these times? Let me tell you what Warren Buffett does during these times. Warren Buffett, he will wait for these times, even if it takes him an entire life. While he's getting ready for these types of economic conditions, he's just putting money aside. He says, hey, if this recession ever comes and everything is going really low, really bottom rates, I'm going to set aside these millions. I'm going to set aside these billions. And what I'll do is when everything is at the bottom, that's when I will buy shares in bulk at a discounted rate. I've said this to you guys before. The average person buys stocks in 1 or 2 shares. When Warren Buffett buys stocks, he's buying millions of shares at a time. So he's always looking for the next big crash to see when is the best time to buy 1,000,000 shares. Now, guys, you may not have 1,000,000 shares money, but if you follow the formula, you can put yourself in a good space. Don't wait until now the economy is crashing and say, damn, I wish I had this money so that way I could capitalize on it. No, you need to already have it. You need to already be prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you can look into the future, you can always see, hey, when this time happens, I'm going to be ready for this. If a crash happens, I'm going to be ready. If food goes out of supply, I'm going to be ready. If the supermarket shut down, if electricity goes off, if my water supply gets cut off, I'm ready. These are the types of conversations that you need to have. But see, we're so caught up in the moment, we never prepare for the future. And that's the reason why we don't have generational wealth. We are so focused on instant gratification that we don't realize that everybody that's in the top 1% is always planning 5, 10, 15 years ahead. Guys, economists know a recession is going to hit the market once every 10 to 15 years. I particularly think the next big crash is going to be colossal. If you miss this window, you're going to miss out on some tremendous gains. So all I want you to recognize is the opportunity. There are some life-changing opportunities that are happening right now, but you've got to be willing to risk it all. You've got to be willing to invest, not knowing if it will turn into something big. There's going to be some of you guys that put money into certain things and it's going to take off. There's going to be some of you guys that put money in things and it goes nowhere and dies. That's just how the game is played. But if you're willing to take that chance, there can be tremendous upsides. In this current market, I personally am looking to invest in big companies, whether it be in tech, whether it be in solar, whether it be all things electric / energy related. I'm going to be looking to putting more money into crypto because I know it's being sold at a rock bottom price. And since everything is so expensive outside of this, I know that if the prices go back up, The prices could get so high on these shares, I may not be able to make the same purchases again. So now is my time to have a seat at the table because it might be farther out of reach. Okay. I'm also going to be spending this time saving more money into my bank account because I don't know what things could look like if more emergencies happen and I have to pull on a lot more cash. Guys, I've already shown you the data. The average family is having to spend $300 to $500 more per month just to have the exact same quality of living as they had from 6 months ago. I'm going to set aside more cash. I'm going to set aside more cash to prepare for a rainy day. And I'm also going to set aside more cash just to make sure that I'm in the right position for my next big move. And we're going to talk about positioning in a minute. Okay. Remember, emergencies, 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 food shortage emergencies, emergencies, stock market emergencies. You got to be emergency prepared. And the second thing that you really need to do during this time is pay attention to your budget. The reason why this is the second major key is because a lot of people don't know what's going on with their money. And so a lot of people are going to be taken out during this time financially because they don't realize how much more expensive their life has become. They're just spending money, not thinking about it, and they're pricing themselves out of their own lifestyle. And there will come a day where they want to spend things and they can't afford it and won't even know it. I remember I was watching BMF, this show that 50 Cent put together on Stars. And the husband, the man of the family, he was going to work every day. He came home and found out that his mortgage was 2 months behind. And he said, damn, how's the mortgage 2 months behind? I've been working every day. The wife was like, yeah, you've been working every day, but you don't see how expensive things have gotten. There's a lot of us that think, oh, okay, well, as long as I'm working at a job, I'm good. As long as I got a paycheck coming in, I'm good. Yes, you're making money, but are you spending beyond your means? A lot of us during this time are going to be spending beyond our means and don't even know it because you're so used to buying all this stuff and not noticing the increase in price on everything that you could literally spin yourself into the poorhouse and not see it coming. It's a scary thought, but the writing's on the wall, guys. It's all right here. Your budget will tell you what kind of moves you need to make. You looking at your budget will tell you if you need to lower your expenses, if you have enough money to save or invest. Is going to show you if you need to go back out into the job market to look for a higher paying opportunity. Like literally just look at your budget and it will tell you everything that you need to know. You know, Akaman asked a question a little bit earlier. He asked, hey, is this a good time to be investing? Well, look at your budget. Everybody's financial picture is different. Some of you guys don't have a budget at all, so you don't even know how much money you could invest. Some of you guys are living paycheck to paycheck, and right now might not be the time for you to invest. Right now might be the time for you to save. Because if life is more expensive within the next 2 months, you may not be able to afford your cost of living at all anymore. But you may be locked into certain things. You may be locked into the cost of your mortgage. You may be locked into the price of your rent. And it's not that easy to cut costs because you're already cemented in a lifestyle. That's why you got to look at the budget and see what you can afford. Okay. The third thing, guys, this is really important. Focus on positioning. If there was one thing that I could tell my son, I would tell him to focus on positioning financially. If there was one thing that I could really sit down and have a conversation with my son as he gets older, Lord willing, I'm still around. If there was one lesson that I could give him about how to have financial freedom, I would tell him, son, focus on your positioning. Positioning means, are you in the right position to make the best move within this marketplace? The market is always shifting. So let me give you guys an example. You know, when everything started happening back in 2020, back with, you know what, you know what, when that started popping off, everybody had the mask going. There were a lot of stocks that went down. I was watching a lot of my contemporaries take their money and putting it into stocks because they knew this was going to be a golden opportunity to capitalize on the marketplace. Them having the money to put towards the stocks right then when it mattered, that's positioning. See, if you don't have the money to make the moves at the right time, you're not in the right positioning. A big part of creating generational wealth is you putting yourself in the right position to make the right moves. How is Jay-Z able to make the moves that he makes? He puts himself in the right position. How is 50 Cent and all these other guys making their moves? They're in the right position. Financial freedom is about positioning. The question is, are you in the right position to make a big move and capitalize on the marketplace? Or are you behind financially and you need to catch up on other things? I'm going to give you guys another example. Man, I've been looking at this one community in Texas, a real suburban area, and I wanted to get in there desperately. I said, man, if I can get into this place right here, this is going to be like the Beverly Hills of Texas. And I got in there, guys, and I put down money on certain property. But when I put the money down, the market had already shot up so high that before they ever laid cement on my lot, the cost of the building already went up by $400,000. I'm saying on top of what I was already paying for, it had already went up $400,000 for the time that I went up under contract. I was too late. Had I gotten there 6 months earlier, this could have been a completely different story right now. Had I gotten there a year ago, 2 years ago, could have been a game changer. You've got to focus on your positioning. See, when 6 months to a year happened, I was focusing on other things. I was focusing on raising my income. I was focusing on paying off little bits of debt. I was focusing on investing in stocks, but I wasn't focused on all of the progress that was happening in real estate. And you got to be able to see that for yourself. Are you in a good position to capitalize on the stock market? Stocks are going under, it's crashing. Are you in a good position to make that move? Were you in a good position to buy real estate before the interest rates went up? If the answer is no, now you've missed a window. It's not to say that it's impossible, but it's a hell of a lot harder now than it was as early as a year ago when the interest rates were much lower. I hope that y'all understand my point. There's going to be a lot of you guys that you're going to want to see different opportunities take off in your life, but you're not in the right position. This is the reason why preparation meets opportunity. And this is the reason why I always stress to you guys, make sure that you get out of debt. Make sure that you make the right moves financially. So when a crash comes, you don't have to worry about can I put food on the table? You've already got that secured through your income and your emergency fund. So now you've got money to play with, like the Warren Buffetts, to buy multiple shares at a discount. But you can never get to Warren Buffett's status if you're always living for the day. You've got to work hard to get in position. And guys, this is by far the number one most important financial principle for generational wealth, because the market always changes positions. Let me tell you guys something. When interest rates were down, I was buying property. I was refinancing. Right now, I wouldn't buy property because interest rates are high as hell. Right now, instead of buying property, my game is going to be putting money on stocks, saving a little bit more money, buying up a little bit more emergency resources. The market is going to dictate my strategy. You must understand there are certain principles about finance that last you for an entire lifetime, regardless of the economy. And there are certain things that if you are not in that game right there at that time and at that moment, you're not going to see another window like that again. Ask everybody that got in on Bitcoin when it was being sold at a very low amount. Is Bitcoin ever going back to $1? I doubt it. It might be dropping from 70,000 to 28,000, but it ain't dropping from 28,000 to $1. I don't see that. You got to make the most of the opportunity within the window of the opportunity. But there's so much work, sacrifice, preparation, and planning to be able to see a thing coming and then say, hey, when this thing gets there, I'll be ready. Make sure that you position yourself and your family. And if you position yourself properly, you will always win in any market. Guys, those are the keys to success in tonight's podcast. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this. Now, I'm opening up the panel in case y'all want to talk about this. Give me your thoughts. I'm putting a link in the comments below. Make sure that y'all click that link. Come up with me. Let's have a conversation about it. Are we headed into a recession? Do you see all of these markets crashing? Or are you thinking that this is all a hoax and everything is all good? The link is in the comment below. Now is the time. Cam up with your boy. Kadash said, what's the real estate game like in Texas? I've heard it's too late to buy into and invest for Austin. Yes, Austin has gotten out of this world, bro. Austin has gotten absolutely insane. Austin is basically like a major city. It's like LA, New York, Miami. A lot of the biggest opportunities in Austin to buy at the ground floor, that's already done. If you're going to get anything in Austin right now, you either got to have big money to get in, or you have to start with something that's very run down and minimal and build it up with your own financing. All of this, hey, I'm giving you a great mint condition property that you're only going to get for 100,000. That's way out the window. You said, what about Dallas, San Antonio, or Houston? Dallas is always popping. Dallas is always growing. The traffic in Dallas is crazy. Dallas is a major city. Houston is the fourth largest city in the United States. I do like San Antonio. The housing market is rising in general, but really the game, Kadash, if you want to talk about it, a lot of investors that would have invested into Austin now, like myself, are no longer investing in Austin. We're investing in all of the outskirts cities outside of Austin. Austin is just getting so crazy. It's one of the top 10 rental markets in the United States. Yeah, it's not LA or Chicago yet. Oh, but it's getting there. Trust me, I'm here. It's getting there. What we're doing now is we're taking our money and we're putting it into neighboring cities outside of Austin, because a lot of people that are moving from California, New York, and Florida are not relocating into Austin itself, they're now starting to go into different little suburbs on the outside, and that's making those communities go up in property value. There's still opportunities there. I think that's an excellent place to make your mark. Okay. Let me look at some of these other comments. Let me look at these other comments. Once again, I got the link out there for y'all to cam up. If y'all want to talk about this thing, let me see what y'all got. There have been a lot of good comments from y'all tonight. Thank you for keeping the energy high. For those of y'all that are just now on tonight, we're talking about the stock market is crashing. Is the recession here? If you have not yet done so, please make sure that you smash that like button. Also, if this is your first time watching and you've not yet subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you can receive an alert every time we do another show. Adangbe says, now I got to get rid of this debt. Absolutely. Rodney says, start with $5 a day. Kadash says, you are right on. Then every 10 years for recession, we're past due. The longer it takes for it to come, the worse the recession is. Absolutely. I definitely think that we're going to be in store for a colossal crash. I think a lot of people don't realize what's coming. And I think that's just going to make the situation much more sad when we start to see how many people are impacted by this in a really bad way. Guys, there's a reason I moved out of Austin. I wanted to move to a more secluded area because I suspect that with what's coming, it's going to start real problems, violence. A lot of people are going to be pissed off that they work at these jobs and they still can't afford a good quality of living. I think that is going to impact so many people that it's going to cause problems in these streets. And when that begins to pop off, I don't want to be nowhere around. Yes, Kadai said solar and alternative energy will take off. Remember, by 2030, they're going to phase out a lot of gas-operated cars. Oh, yeah, I'm knowing. I'm up on it. And that's why I said I don't want to wait to 2030 to invest in it. I want to get in on it now. Yeah, a lot of great feedback from y'all. A lot of great feedback. Rodney says Florida is now one of the least affordable places to live. Man, King, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I love Florida. In fact, I actually want to get a property in Florida somewhere down the line. There's really specific places that I like in Florida, secluded spots. But man, keep me posted on what's going on in Florida, man. You're always welcome in Texas, my brother. We would love to have you here. Hey, but listen, Texas is getting expensive just like everywhere else, man. Everybody coming from California, and they're starting to bring these California prices with them. So for those of y'all that are on, make sure that y'all smash that like button. If you've been getting a lot of value, make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below. I definitely appreciate y'all super chat. All right, y'all. Listen. We've been talking about a lot tonight, but I want to make sure that we know one thing. You cannot prepare for an emergency without life insurance. If you're not protecting your household in the event that something happens to you personally, that's one of the worst things that you could do to leave your family in shambles. If you want your family to inherit generational wealth, you need to protect them with a life insurance policy. And this is the thing that I always go over. Guys, when I was in my early 20s, I got insurance policies for me and my wife. That's over $1 million total. And so I always knew, even if I don't have any money through real estate, I don't have money through business, I don't have money through stocks, if my wife and I were to both pass away right now, our child would get over $1 million worth of insurance money alone. And that's how you can help to make someone else's future brighter than what yours was when you came into this earth. There's so many of us that grew up in certain backgrounds, man, where you have family members pass away, and with all their hard work, nothing to show for it. There's nothing being passed down, starting from scratch on another generation, just like when you came into this earth. If you want better for your family and your friends, you need to protect them through life insurance, okay? So if you want to get set up with life insurance, which is critical, send me an email. Okay. I can sit down with you and discuss how we can get a policy set up. This is not just me on here talking. I am a licensed insurance agent. I went out and got the license so I could help you. Okay. So if you guys are interested in that and it's something that everybody needs, make sure that y'all check that out. Okay. My email is in the comments below. Also, for those of y'all that are interested in my free book, make sure that y'all check that out. I know y'all see it. I know y'all see that book right there. Let me remove this so y'all can see it better. Y'all see that right there? This is my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. It's to show you how you can create an amazing life without living paycheck to paycheck. If you want to know how you can get to the next level, I have it all in this book. All you got to do is click the link in the comments below. Okay. In the book, I walk you through how I paid off my $95,000 in student loans, how I went from working in corporate America as an IT manager to retiring at 26, being an entrepreneur, real estate investor, and best-selling author. If you want to check out my book for free, I'm giving it away. All you got to do is click the link below. Okay. Put in your name, your address, where you want me to send it, and then it can be all yours by next week. So tap that link if y'all want it, get your free book, and then we'll go from there, guys. And as always, if you want to sit down with me privately, please make sure that you schedule your one-on-one consultation so that we can review your finances and see where we could go from here. Crazy times that we're living in, guys. Stocks crashing, crypto crashing, housing crashing. I hope you have a plan. If you don't take away anything else from this podcast, put a plan together. And if you are looking for help on coming up with that plan, you can sit down with me and we can speak for an hour one-on-one. All right. The link is in the comments below. I already have my schedule up to date. All you got to do is click a day on the calendar and then book time. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for all of y'all support. Please make sure that you like and share and subscribe. I want to give a big shout out to tonight's sponsors. Thank you so much, my brother Akaman, for the $10 sponsorship. Also, I want to give a shout out to our official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, my brother Rodney Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $20 sponsorship. Really appreciate you, King. Glad to see that you made the official sponsorship list, man. It's definitely been a long time coming. And thank you all so much for all of y'all support. Listen, y'all, be your brother's keeper. Don't keep this channel a secret. There are so many people around the world that need access to this information. Make sure that you share this with a friend, and I'll see you guys next week. All right. Y'all have an excellent weekend. I love y'all. Until next time.